Isn't meat roll-ups just prosciutto?
It can be, but in this case, it's Genoa salami and provolone.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know that Genoa salami is a thing, but my brain still decided to say you listed 3 things.
Yeah.
Like, there was an Oxford comma and everything.
I'm glad that your brain parses like commas when people talk out loud. That's actually great.
I am eating all of Genoa with salami and provolone.
But it shows up on my desk right now.
I had to have something to put it on.
And you can't eat.
Uh,
But you can't have the Suprasada. It's got
So,
cheese in it, it'll make you poop yourself.
I guess that goes into food. Did y'all do anything interesting for Thanksgiving?
I did a food crime that still tasted delicious, but it was a crime what I had to do to it.
What did you do?
I made rolls, and I took them to my in-laws' house while they were still rising. And I forgot to spray the pan or put any kind of liner under them. Everything from that second rise just completely escaped, and they went from nice little fluffy pillows to little tiny balls of sadness.
Yeah.
Still tasted good.
Mr. White, am I gonna have to kick you out of the room so you stop trying to drink my milk?
No,
What
John
about-
doesn't usually try and drink milk.
What about you, Dom? Did you do your Thanksgiving pasta?
Yeah, like we went to Stephanie's parents' house and hung out with them for like an hour or two, and had the same general food we usually do. So that does include turkey pasta.
Yeah.
Which for anyone listening is much better than it sounds because it's literally just they stuff their turkey with spaghetti along with a bunch of other stuff. So you just end up with like spaghetti noodles that also taste like a bit like turkey. It's pretty
Like
good.
turkey, yeah.
Okay. So it's stuffed into the turkey.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The more interesting food thing that we do recently though is I surprised my wife 2 weeks early for our anniversary and did a charcuterie board. Yeah.
Love charcuterie boards.
Mr. Boy, you can't have my milk. It'll make you poop yourself. A lot.
You can't have any.
Stop
You're too young.
looking at it.
This year we, for the first time, didn't go see family at all.
I am proud of you for that.
It was honestly the best Thanksgiving we have ever had.
Yeah.
And
For the
this is
record,
from
in
someone
case anyone's watching,
we
love our
families.
families.
Like we love both of our families, but
Families
still,
are great.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between visiting family and visiting family for holidays. And you can still enjoy visiting family for holidays, but when you get to not do it once, you're just like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Never again.
yeah, and honestly, so aside from the cranberry jelly, which came out of a can, and it's the only cranberry sauce I like, I know it's garbage.
I made it.
I know it's garbage, but
I did that part.
it's what we like,
I
so we do it.
opened the can, I put it on a plate, I cut it into slices.
So she did that, and she also made the deviled
I am a
eggs.
chef.
You sound so proud of yourself for it.
So she did. Besides those two things, I did everything else,
He did.
and it was okay. Like I wasn't, panicked for time or stressed out because I was making an entire Thanksgiving, and I did.
And there wasn't someone like in the kitchen with you, like trying to cook something else also.
That was a thing that it wasn't that like, oh, we didn't stress out because I only made like turkey and a thing. No, we did an entire Thanksgiving meal, and it was fine. So yeah.
I can appreciate the cranberry that comes out of a can, but at the same time, for the first time this year, I made my own cranberry sauce, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to not do that again.
See, I've made cranberry sauce for the past 25 years of my life.
I don't
Yeah,
believe you.
there was a couple there where I didn't, and then all of the rest of them I did, or at least had a hand in, and I always hate it. And to be fair, it was more of a cranberry relish that we would make, but
Yeah, your family's cranberry relish is weird.
So, what would the distinction here be between relish and sauce, besides the fact that relish isn't cooked?
I will give you the answer, Tim. You wouldn't put cranberry sauce on a hot dog.
Actually, if it was the right kind of hot dog, I definitely would.
I'm thinking about it.
Turkey
I mean,
hot
you could just
dog.
put cranberry relish on it.
You know, you've got a thing there, because I've seen, like, turkey sausages, so you could, like, do a turkey hot dog. Some cranberry relish on it. Stadium Park Thanksgiving.
So I went real fancy for my Thanksgiving. I decided I wasn't going to do the same dishes that I've had every year since birth, and made some stuffing fried rice. Neither of us like stuffing or dressing. And I was like, well, I'll just not do it this year. Or if I do it, I'll make like a tiny one, like a single person portion one.
That will split.
That will split and be like, yay, we made it. It's Thanksgiving. Because it is kind of traditional, at least here in the South.
Mhm.
But then I was searching for recipes, and I found this group did a stuffing fried rice where they make stuffing or dressing, and then they just chop it up and cook it into fried rice. I was like, well, I love fried rice, so I don't. This sounds great. And then I followed their recipe for the stuffing, and it was good enough to eat on its own. And I learned that apparently I just don't like my family's dressing or the other ones that I've had at other places. So, yeah.
So
But
here's a controversial question: bread dressing or cornbread dressing?
cornbread.
Right?
This is the South.
I don't know. I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't think I've had enough stuffings to know that there are different types.
I don't know that I've studied the stuffings that much.
Bread dressing is like moist croutons. Cornbread dressing is like really moist cornbread.
Yeah.
So it's moist no matter what.
It's dressing, so yes. Otherwise, it's just croutons.
I eat croutons.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with croutons, but they're not dressing.
No, that
Except for, like, fried rice dressing. That sausagey dressing you made was really good.
Yeah. Turns
You
out
had some of it as dressing before you turned it into fried rice.
putting meat in dressing makes it better.
I got that much meat closet too.
Putting meat in most things makes it better.
Perfect. Yeah. So I did that, made some chili crisp. You could have that on the fried rice. I honey butter glazed some sweet potatoes, and then served them with toom, which is it's basically garlic mayonnaise, but without the egg.
I thought that was
It's just garlic and oil. Yes.
Okay, now I'm mad at you.
Aioli has mustard in it as well. Typically, and this is a Levantine sort of dish, so it has lemon in it instead. I don't make the rules.
You sure act like it.
Then the other thing I made that was unique at all, because turkey, no matter which way you do it, it's still turkey. I mean, this was really good turkey that I made. It was super tasty and moist, even with the white meat. Moist.
It was.
No, I'm sorry. This is just the worst
Oh.
temple in this entire game.
Mm.
This took me like maybe 20 to 30 minutes last time I tried to do it. Which was considerably
really
while
small.
ago, so I don't know if I remember how to do it.
The other thing I did was I did green beans with a mushroom exo sauce, which is basically it's sauce that's flambéed with some really fancy brandy, and yeah, it's good.
Andy spatchcocked the turkey.
Yeah, yeah, I spatchcocked it.
That a thing you're allowed to say on Twitch?
You know it.
Don't forget
you know
there
it.
is a TOS.
Says nothing against methods of cooking.
It should. We've said enough food crimes here.
Not quite. You didn't quite get it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say no. We've said more than enough food crimes.
No, I was just. Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Nicely done, Dom.
Mostly, but there's still not enough. That's why I hate this, because this isn't a big enough staircase to get all the way up to the thing.
Oh, that's
It seems
asinine.
like it should be, but then you get to here and you're like, oh, I need just a little more.
Yeah. Ugh.
Maybe this? Maybe this will do it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it works. Oh, thank god. Please. Okay, okay. I don't have to do that for 30 minutes. Thank god. That was the worst.
So, but the another thing I did recently,
That was
cooking
unique.
wise, this was not for Thanksgiving, mind you. It was, and I hate myself for not taking a picture of it. I made
Yes.
beef Wellington.
What is that one again?
It's a center cut beef loin covered in usually mustard, and if you do it, also the dang it, what's the term for it?
It's basically a fancy English hot dog.
Duck
all beef.
pate. No, what the? No,
No.
no, not even close.
No.
Hot dog is mashed up meat together. This is a solid hunk of meat.
So is, if
it's-
there's beef
it's a-
Wellington...
Yeah, so it's a poorly made hot dog.
It's center cut beef, coated in mustard, then coated in a duchelle of mushrooms, which is mushrooms cooked down really, really finely, usually in brandy and other stuff to add flavor, and then wrapped in prosciutto, and then wrapped in puff pastry and baked like that.
If there's beef Wellington, is the opposite of that beef Illington?
Well, here's the thing: is that a while back we had talked about me making beef Hellington, where instead of a duxelle of mushrooms, you do pureed peppers in there.
That sounds like it could be delicious.
It sounds amazing, except for once you've had beef Wellington and you realize just how divine it is,
It
and you
really
go,
is.
do not mess with this. Cause the center cut beef loin is literally just like 8 filet mignons that haven't been cut into filet mignons
So
yet.
tender.
And it literally is just filet mignons that haven't been cut yet, that you then wrap in all of these super fancy and delicious tasting things.
It was so good.
And I hate myself for not taking a picture of it, because it looked really pretty, and we ate it all
Mm-hmm. You know we did.
swiftly.
That does sound good.
But anyways, before stream, I had mentioned that I'm a little cold. And I'm never cold, and like Kristen's even
Never cold.
less ever cold.
We got cold last night.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I'm still wanting to know what happened because my answer was that you accidentally created a beef cooler inside your house, but apparently that's wrong.
So we went camping last night. The night before it snowed across Georgia. Not much, but you know, enough that there was still snow on the ground in North Georgia where we went.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like even enough that there was a little bit of snow on my car the next morning when I went to work.
yeah, and you know,
Not North Georgia.
not North Georgia. So, you know, it was pretty cold.
Yeah.
And we went and we went to Mercier Apple Orchard because they've got good pies and stuff there, and we picked up some cider there and stuff. It's always a neat store to go in. And then we went to the camping, where we were gonna camp, and lit a fire because I was like, whatever, we're gonna make silver turtles, so I'll do it on the coals of this. And what would be cool is if I just do it on the we'll light the fire first. We'll make we'll like cook hot dogs on the fire, and then when the coals burn down and stuff, we'll throw the silver turtles in there and do that. It worked out fine, except for the fact that it had snowed the night before, so literally everything in the woods was wet.
Yeah.
Was just soaking wet.
All of the sticks.
All of the sticks, all the tinder and kindling was unusable. So yeah, we had to cheat and go get one of those. Yeah, I hate it. I hate having to buy the fire starter logs and stuff, because I'm an Eagle Scout. I could just light the fire with my mind, but
You could, except apparently you couldn't.
well, I mean, I did multiple times. It's just that it doesn't take.
Yeah. No, like, he did, like, there was a point where he had it going and then it died. There was zero flame, and he was like, oh, let me just move. And he blocked my view of the fire, and then suddenly there were flames again. And I'm like, really? I've been begging for years to see you make fire with your mind, and then you do it right in front of me and I don't get to see the actual change. But, like, there were no flames. It was definitely his mind.
So, but at this point, we're huddled around the fire, because it's pretty cold out, just in general.
Yeah.
And, then, the fire dies down more, and we're huddling more, and we're wearing lots of, long sleeves and coats and stuff, and still cold. And, we go to bed, we're freezing in bed. I mean, we got big sleeping bags, and we're so cold still. And I looked it up, it was 24 degrees. And then Kristin...
And like 24 degrees is fine if you're like actively hiking. But when you're just laying there trying to sleep, it's cold.
Yeah.
I think Kristin
when your body's literally going into the phase of its life where it stops like producing things.
Producing heat, yeah.
It literally begins to conserve energy.
Yeah.
Where were you guys?
Vogel.
Sir, can you stop?
No. I think you might be stopping soon. Your battery's kind of low.
Fine. Everything's fine.
This is the look of everything being fine.
I have so much food, Tim. It's fine.
Oh. So then Kristin decides that she wants water. And our water bottle is like
Over by where the fire was.
15 feet away. Over in, yeah. And at this point, you know, we're not wearing, you know, all of our clothes, so we'd have to get dressed or something. And it's gravel, and you know, it's gonna hurt your feet if you walk on it. So you really have to put on shoes and stuff.
Just put on
So-
the boots. You don't need anything else.
Back
There's three options really. You can put on all your clothes again, and run out there and get it and come back and then take it all off again. That sounds ridiculous. Option number 2 is you can put on just your shoes and run out there, freeze your ass off in your bloomers.
Yeah, that's the correct choice.
And then there's option number 3.
Clothes but no shoes.
No. You potato sack it. Where you pull your sleeping bag up tight, and then you hop your way over there.
Your poor sleeping bag.
You want to know which one Kristin chose?
The best one?
The best one.
I considered the second best one for quite some time, but it was hard enough to keep the sleeping bag warm. Like, I would open it up for a second and just all of my heat would escape.
So, she went out, she got
all
the
of
water.
the heat. All of the heat that you would definitely retain after drinking freezing water.
So, she went out, she got the water, she came back. I had a couple sips of it. That turned out to be my demise. Because...
It was very cold.
No, because like a couple hours later, I had slept a little bit. It was hard because it was freezing cold, and we actually heard some wolves howling during that time, which was pretty cool.
It was so cool.
And then I woke up again. And I realized that I needed to pee. And so at this point, I had a few options.
Did you potato sack it?
I potato sacked it.
Potato sacked it.
I potato sacked it over to the edge, pulled it down to my waist.
You know what would have helped warm you up, though?
What would have helped warm me up?
If you just peed in the
sleeping bag?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not wrong.
You're a little bit wrong.
I was gonna say that would freeze when it got exposed to air.
But don't expose it to air.
So yeah. That was basically the story of our camping trip. Oh, there was one other thing. We're not sure why we didn't realize that there was a correlation between people. Yeah, the Venn diagram of people who own RVs and vote for Trump is pretty much just a circle.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't.
think we were the only people in tents there that night,
Yeah.
and the only people not waving flags from our not tents.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun, mostly.
Mostly.
Sounds good except for the bad parts.
Except for the potato sacking it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of holidays and stuff, No Stream November is over. We're back for real this time.
Yay.
Yay.
We're definitely not going to ever do that again.
Until next year.
I was gonna say, No Stream November sounds like an annual event.
November is never happening again.
Yeah.
All the way.
We're just all gonna die.
With the way
Yeah.
this year is going, it might happen 4 times by the end of the year.
It's possible. The way this year's happening.
Oh, that November will happen 4 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which year did you guys dislike the most? Mine was April.
Nice.
April was a pretty bad year this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was.
I'd say like April through June was a pretty bad couple years. It was a pretty bad decade from this year.
But it's December now. Y'all got any December plans?
Right.
Building a computer.
Building a computer. Okay.
Mhm.
For you?
No, for Riley.
Okay.
Time for them to get their first real rig.
Yeah.
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 I
So
get-
everything's in the mail, just waiting on it.
Nice. I'm getting back into streaming and redesigning things, so that's my plans for December. Cause I'm stupid like that.
Anyone who would stream on Twitch is a complete moron.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just gonna do
Correct.
streams the old-fashioned way. We're gonna record our gameplay. We're also gonna record our voices separately, add them together, and then put them on a file on a website so that people have to download them in order to watch the Let's Play.
Ooh, I like this plan.
That is how those used to happen.
Yep.
Wild that we got anywhere.
In fact, why even bother with the gameplay? Let's just record our voices.
Yeah.
There you go. And let's do it like
Yeah, this
4
audio-only
hours at a
podcast.
time, talking about 2 topics.
Oh, what were the topics of the first GG podcast?
Oh, gosh. I feel like it was the Marvel movies.
How many years ago was that?
She's got dementia.
No, that was later.
Huh, I lived at my parents' house at that time, so... quite a long
Yeah.
time ago.
I lived with my parents too, and John did too.
Yeah. Alright, let me see. See, we could just go to the Party Patrol playlist and then scroll down through 121
Well, these aren't-
videos.
Oh, I thought you meant like on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
I want to say this was like 2013, November 2013.
2014.
I'm thinking
September 27th, 2014.
And I'm pleased
We
to
missed
say
our 6th anniversary.
I'm pleased to say our viewership has increased 100-fold since the first episode.
Hey, it's
listened to
gotten
the first episode.
41 views.
Well, I was trying to say 100 times 0 is also 0.
And then apparently we talked about Hot Pepper Gaming. A picture. There's a picture here of Pikachu costumes.
Man, we were fucking good at the beginning. Let's go back to that shit. I want
And
to do more Pikachu costumes.
there is a different viewpoint about Philfish.
Whose name I haven't heard probably since then.
So yeah, on the one hand, we've got a long way to go. But on the other hand, if you look at it as a function of where we started,
Yeah. So anyways, let's go back to that. I guess one more thing before I go into what I was about to say. If you care at all about the Orson Scott card game show, we will be bringing it back shortly. It'll be back on, instead of Tuesdays, Wednesdays, because we're busy on Tuesdays now. We have other things. Speaking of, if you need some gift ideas for this holiday, you can get them all up front at the stream next Tuesday, the 8th. But if you can't wait that long, then why? It'll be coming out, or if you can't.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, I have no idea what we're talking about.
If you can't make it to that one, then it'll be coming out as Knucklehead knockoff videos over the next month, before Christmas. They'll all come out before Christmas. These are definitely spectacular gifts that you have to have.
Oh yeah.
We agonized over them earlier today when we went into the store.
Honestly,
3 minutes in
I think
there.
we need to go back and get a few more of some of these, because everyone we know is gonna want one.
You're right. You're right. We definitely need to.
They'll fight over it.
Was it a monolith from Utah?
No, California this time.
No, California or the one that's in somewhere in Europe. I don't
Romania,
remember.
I think.
Yeah, I think
Romania,
Romania.
yeah. Don't know why.
Someone's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they're
You have to
disappearing.
wonder whether this is something they've been planning
I
for
don't.
years and it just happened to happen in 2020?
I don't have
Or
to
is this
wonder.
something where 2020 happened, they say, well, we got nothing else to do with our year, let's build monoliths.
Tim, 2020 has happened like 5 times. 2020 has not stopped happening.
I mean, at a certain point, you got to think that we'll hit 2021 and they'll be like, all right, Happy New Year, it's 2030, and you go, wait, what?
Yeah, hold on.
No, even better, 2020, overtime.
2020 part 2, and you're like, no.
2022, Electric Boogaloo. And then all of the electric hardware in the world just fries immediately, and we have to live through 2020 again, except
if-
without the internet and video games.
No, see,
What if we take the
2021 is
page
going to
out
be
of
fine. And then 2022 happens.
Oh yeah. What if it's like where 2021 is kind of like the Xbox one, where it's just some other year again?
2020, yeah, it's just gonna be 2020 Series X 1.
Yeah.
And then the next year is the year 20XX, and some guy named Dr. Light invents androids.
I'm okay with that. It's a hellscape world, but you know, so is this.
Better than the one we have.
So, I've been looking into some new software for the stream that will simultaneously be more complicated, but allow us to do more interesting things. So, for example,
Photoshop is this really cool program that we can change
so I'd
and
like
alter
to introduce
images.
you to Paint.
Yeah. I'd like to introduce you to the future of gaming, Solitaire.
Microsoft Paint.
Have you ever heard of Excel?
Hey guys, guess what? Pinball.
We could technically play whatever games are hidden in the Microsoft Excel series.
See, the problem is that I
would
don't
watch a
own
pinball
Microsoft
stream.
Excel.
I don't think I do either. But that would be really funny to put on Twitch, because, like, how do you label that? Just like, Gentleman's Gank is playing Microsoft Excel?
Joke's on you, it's just EVE Online.
No.
Oh, you know
Never
what?
again.
You know, we would if there were games hidden. Are there games hidden within Excel?
Yeah.
Okay, if we played that, we would just say we're playing EVE Online.
Yeah.
Never again.
Depending on who you ask, there might be a game hidden within EVE Online.
That's
It's
a
hidden
lie.
real deep, huh?
That's a lie, and you know it. I'm looking at getting a software that basically the way it would work is that instead of Dom streaming Breath of the Wild, Dom would send it to me, and I could do live post-production on it.
That's very good.
Which has a lot of really cool options in that, like, we can switch back and forth from you playing that to, you know, if we have another topic, we can, you know, throw that up real quick and put Breath of the Wild in the corner, or, you know, there's a bunch of things that we can do once we have the ability. But anyways, I was looking at this software, and it it was saying how, like, other companies that use this, and that ways you can get access to this stuff. And one of them is livestream.tv.
Did you say livestream.tv?
No, not live stream. Life stream.
That sounds fake.
What is that?
Fake.
It's let me tell you, the thing on the front page is build your own digital church.
Oh god.
And just reading through some of the names of these churches and stuff, you know, some of them are like First Baptist Church of some place, you know. Okay, cool. That's like an actual church that's, you know, using this. And then there's Relevant Life TV. What? There were some other. Changing a Generation, FGBC. What does that mean?
First something Baptist Church.
We started streaming immediately. It was like, get ready to know about right now. It's just like... The Joy-Cons are probably... Yeah, probably.
What's running out of battery if it's not the Joy-Cons?
I'm using the Pro Controller. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Which, you guys got a Switch, right?
Yeah.
I certainly recommend the Pro Controller because apparently it does not have drift issues.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, if you believe Nintendo, as Stephanie said, drift doesn't exist no matter what, so...
Yeah, correct. They definitely haven't been sued 3 times now about it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, this is the first time I've seen Nintendo just really pretend something doesn't exist when it clearly does.
They've fixed it at least twice now.
Yeah. But, like, it's like they've given you ways to fix it. They haven't actually changed how the Joy-Cons are made.
They did change how the Joy-Cons are made from the first generation, but the second generation has a different problem that causes the same result.
It's okay, apparently the Pro Controller started with drift, and then they found out how to fix it software-wise. Like it was an issue with, like, if you were holding a direction while turning it on, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so they were able to fix it so that it doesn't have that problem anymore. But, so it's just like, how did they fix drift on their other controller, but not their first controller?
So sometimes the drift is just caused by calibration getting off, and in that case, I think it's always had the ability to recalibrate. And one of their fixes was just reminding people that that exists.
Yeah. So, y'all like Bob Ross, right?
Yeah.
Y'all
What's
like,
not
Magic the Gathering, right?
Go on.
So there's I don't know if you're familiar with Secret Lair. It's secretlair.wizards.com, and they drop secret card collabs.
Is this like similar to like the Godzilla card that they printed?
I don't know anything about that one.
It was basically like they had a like they printed a card that was like like Magic the Gathering card, and they printed a version of it that is like the exact same everything, stats, ability, but it was called like Godzilla Doom and Inevitable instead of like whatever Doom and Inevitable. Like it was just
Nice.
It was just, hey, this one's Godzilla now because that's awesome, and like it fits the card, and like that was it. And it was so funny to me.
This is a there. Some of them are like secret cards. Like, you can buy. There are some cards that like feature squirrels on the cover, and so they're selling an all foil pack of squirrel cards. So it's just all the squirrel cards in the game that are now foil.
Why?
But they also like to do the like artist series. So like Seb McKinnon has an artist series right now where he drew the art for these cards specifically, and you can get them either regular or in foil if you're a big fan of him. I don't know who he is, but they have done a series called the Happy Little Gathering.
The Happy Little Gathering?
Where they took 2 of each land type, and they replaced the art in it with Bob Ross paintings.
That's so clever.
And it's amazing, and I want it. It's also expensive, so it hurts me.
Do you know anything about the unsets?
No. Well,
So every 3 or 4 sets that they release, they basically like have a little time where they're like, let's just like get all of our weird creativity out and like do some like fun, stupid stuff that like isn't allowed in play at all, but they're just ridiculous. Like, okay, let me look one up real quick because it's like, okay, so like they're called the unsets because like the set will be called like Unhinged or Untamed or like something.
Gotcha.
So here's a card from the Unhinged set called Ach, Hans, Run. And it's an enchantment that's at the beginning of your upkeep. You may say, Ach, Hans, Run, it's the... and then the name of a creature card. If you do, search your library for a card with that name and put it on the battlefield.
Well...
and it gains haste, and then you exile it at the end of the turn. But you have to say that dumb thing every time. And like,
wow.
It's like they just do this every like year or two with just like really dumb, ridiculous things, and it's incredible.
Did they ever make explosive cookies?
What is that?
What?
Explosive cookies. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a deck based entirely around how many explosive cookies you can throw your opponent.
No, but I think there was one card that you have to like in order to use it. You have to rip it into tiny shreds, and then throw the shreds on the cards, and every card that a shred land on dies.
I think I've heard of this card before.
So you do have to destroy the card every time you use it.
Wow. Magic's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Are you fighting Ganon now?
Yeah.
Like, for real?
No.
Fake fight or fake Ganon?
I mean, it looks like it's a Blight Ganon, so... But didn't you already kill all of these? Like,
Yes.
twice?
Well, not twice. This is the second time I'm killing this one. This is the only one I haven't beaten the second time yet.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, Dom, you like metal music, right?
Yes. Depending. Yeah.
Hey Dom, you like hurdy-gurdies, right?
Yes. Very,
Yes.
Everyone likes a hurdy-gurdy, John.
So I found a metal hurdy-gurdier. And her name is like Michalina Melise or whatever. I'm putting it in the chat right now. But she's a metal hurdy-gurdier, and she has a band where they play metal, and she plays her hurdy-gurdy along with it. She also does covers of other things. It's like she'll do actual full covers of things, but she'll also do like, here's 5 System of a Down riffs played on a hurdy-gurdy, or
That's cool. As hell. Like,
yeah.
God, I want a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, me too. They're also super complex, so...
Yeah. That's okay. I knew piano for a while.
It's like if someone looked at an accordion and said, I wish this was a violin.
It's interesting. I was watching a video the other day about the history of the hurdy-gurdy, and it used to be... It honestly is the predecessor to the church organ.
Which also works good in metal songs.
Yes.
Mm.
But also, they're also super cool. They're just a little bit more impossible to look around.
Just a little.
But yeah, the old hurdy-gurdies used to take 2 people. One would play it sort of like a piano, because it does use keys. And then the other person would crank, because it would be the size of like 2 or 3 people.
So, Princess,
But I knew you would be interested
may
in
I ask who the other chosen champions are?
a metal hurdy-gurdier.
Yeah. I have already just like copy pasted the name that you sent me and put it like
Okay.
opened a new tab searching it just so I could look at that later.
Yeah.
So what would you call a metal
You're
hurdy-gurdier?
so strong.
A murdy-gurdy?
I would call them
Stronger
my
than before.
like idol, my coolest friend.
Princess Grace will now recharge much
I mean,
faster.
it's the hurdy-gurdy itself is not metal,
As
so
powerful as you are,
it's still made out of the
I'm
same
certain
stuff.
you can save us.
It's
Well as
Yeah, I would call them a
Okay,
hurdy-gurdy.
okay. Just bear with me. Electric hurdy-gurdy.
I think if you ever have to specify I play the acoustic hurdy-gurdy, then someone kicks you in the dick.
Oh, I can't wait for the day when you know, it's commonplace to play a hurdy-gurdy, and they're like, well, you know, I play the acoustic version.
I play the acoustic hurdy-gurdy. It's just like, well, not with that voice, you don't.
Would it ever get to that point? Because it's still weird to me seeing an electric violin.
To me, it's not weird anymore. It's just like, oh, cool. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely not the norm. Still, I'd say.
Yeah.
Where it's not like a guitar where, you know, electric and acoustic are pretty much even. Yeah.
And like with guitar, an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar have like each one has their own purpose. Like they don't feel like they are just the same instrument but 2 different versions. Like
Yeah.
you don't bring an acoustic guitar to a rock concert. Like that's not how that works.
But then again, you can do all sorts of weird dubsteppy things with a acoustic or an electric violin that you obviously can't do with a acoustic violin.
Oh, hey, it's time for the coolest challenge in this game.
What if someone told you they played the percussive hurdy-gurdy?
I mean, I'd ask them what the fuck that means.
I mean, if someone said I play the percussive piano, you'd be like, yeah, piano.
It's called a piano.
Percussive guitar is a thing.
Yeah. But you never touch the strings of a hurdy-gurdy.
Well, not if you're doing it right.
That's the difference between a percussive guitar and a hurdy-gurdy.
Percussive keyboard guitar.
I'm glad we switched to music crimes instead of food
A
crimes.
percussive guitar?
Yeah, same dumb.
Because that's just mashing the keys. That's...
Yeah, I learned to play piano by button mashing, just like a fighting game.
Yeah!
Acoustic guitar.
Acoustic guitar. How does that work?
It doesn't.
It doesn't is the answer, but...
Well, it works, it's just a really big... You can't carry it in your arms anymore, like it is... You have to go up to it and press the buttons because there is an actual full piano inside of it.
Have you finished 100% of the challenges in the game?
No. But I finished all
Okay.
the big DLC challenges that allow you to get to this point and do the final big DLC challenge.
Gotcha. Because it had said, like, you have finished all the challenges. And I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
no.
holy cow. There's like hundreds of them.
Just not
This
this
looks
one.
more like a Mario Maker level than anything else.
Yeah, this one's a little wild.
So it's the point of the show where Kristin brings up Destiny. Because I need her to. Hey Kristin, can you bring up Destiny for me?
Can you guys tell me something? Will you be honest with me?
Maybe.
So, the whole trivia game that we've been doing, is the entire thing just so that when we get to D, it's gonna be a Destiny 2 question? And that we've just been building up to it for
I
months?
love this idea, and I wish it was true.
That would have, actually would have been the worst possible thing. Like, I would have been so mad.
Surprise, it was actually just Donkey Kong.
I wish that was our plan, but
That would
it's
have been a good
not.
plan.
Regrettably.
I would have liked to have that have been our plan.
So anyways, a new update came out 3 weeks ago, I guess at this point.
Yeah, about that.
I like how it's been months since I've been the one to bring up Destiny, but it's still somehow my fault.
Yeah, it is. We all know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's a pretty good new thing, new DLC or whatever.
Are there guns in it still?
Less than there were.
Huh, that's a
Yeah.
weird...
That's a big point of contention.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird thing for them to do in their gun game.
But I think exactly as many swords as there were before.
Do you? No, I don't think so. I think there are fewer swords. There's more good swords.
There is an additional.
Okay, yeah, you're right. The Red War campaign swords did go away.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You just took that off and it falls.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I do kind of like this place because it is sort of based entirely on like engineering. Like it is a lot about like you have to use this like corkscrew thing to create like the entire place to move in the way that you want it to, rather than just like where would you like the water to go?
Yeah, this is an interesting puzzle. But for the first time in my history of playing Destiny, I decided to attempt the world's first challenge for the raid. And if you are unfamiliar, when Bungie releases a new raid, there's a big race on the first 24 hours to beat the game first. And usually if you can beat the game first, you make a lot of money because generally you're streaming it, and because of that you get a whole bunch of viewers who give you money, and then you have people watching you for the next forever.
Yeah.
So it's particularly a big deal amongst streamers who have pretty much always been the ones to win. Which, to be fair, they do spend their lives playing the game. But we wanted to give it a try. It's actually harder to do it on the first day because they have challenge mode activated, so you are significantly underleveled, and they do things like take away even more of your leveling, and it's kind of obnoxious. But I got to the right light. I had a clan that had all the, all of our members were at the right place, and we got to the final boss.
When wiped?
No, well, I mean, there are checkpoints within encounters. So, like, as there's 4 real encounters in this raid, and we got to the last one, the final boss one, and we got there in like hour 23.
Dang.
And when we got there, it was a combination of being too tired and not knowing what the best strats for DPS were, and having access to those, because we just didn't bring the right things.
Yeah.
And it's real, because we ended up not beating it on the first day, and for everyone that beats it on the first day, even if you don't get world's first, you still get a special emblem that you can
For
boast
being in the
about
first 24 hours.
Yeah, just as long as you're in the first 24 hours, you get this emblem, and it's kind of a big deal. But we feel a little bit robbed.
Yeah.
Because we wasted 13 hours on one encounter.
What?
Which one?
Can confirm
It
that
tracks.
they did.
Ah,
And here's the frustrating bit.
Spending
Is
13
we
hours.
wasted 23 hours on there because Bungie gave us a false negative. We started doing it one way, and we had this strat. We went in there. We had this idea of what to do. We tried it, and because of server issues on that day, we would do a lot of damage to the boss with swords, and then about half of that damage would come back to the boss. And we would just look at this and go, well, clearly there's like something going on with, like, maybe we're doing too much damage to it and it won't allow that, and it's going to be a case of the like the servers, the site wide, like on your computer it does X amount of damage, and then it sends that to the servers, and the servers go, no you didn't, and then it like wipes it back. Because a lot of games will do that. But we just kept trying, and it kept not working, and so we switched our method, and it turns out that it was just the servers lying to us, because that was the correct way to do it, and we had found that out in like hour 1 of us trying to do this section.
Jesus.
And so we spent the next 13 hours or 12 hours trying other methods, doing it the wrong way, because we had been told by the game that the way we had done it before was not the right way. And we could have had it. Like, it was within our grasp if we had, known.
That sucks.
Yeah. So that was very frustrating, because we were neck and neck with some of the biggest streamers at the beginning. Like we got in, we beat the first room before several of the previous world's first owners. And then we got to the second encounter, and then we stayed there
All day.
all day.
I wasn't in the group, but it was my day off, so I got to be here listening to the group.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like, all right, this is, most raids don't take that long, so, if I have to, I have all 24 hours, I can do it. But, ideally, I'll just, I'll,
Be like 4 or 5 hours.
yeah, I'll do like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 7, if we're particularly slow, because that's, we're able to beat a raid in 30 minutes to an hour. So, so it'll be fine. Nope. That day was lost.
That sucks so much.
It
What
does.
is it about
Cynic
Bungie and
morning
bugged
and they were still going.
bugged fallen encounters?
Yeah.
Because wasn't this kind of the same thing that happened with Niobe? Or no, that was a bad clue.
Yeah. Or a missing clue altogether.
Yeah.
They did a puzzle thing in the past where the entire thing was really complex puzzles, and fortunately there's a Reddit subreddit that like all they do is these really intense Bungie puzzles, and then they they had a problem where they got all the way to the next bit, and then they found out that they couldn't figure out the puzzle, and the reason was because they had just never been given the chance.
Eventually, someone brute forced it, and when that happened, Bungie realized that something about their system was bugged, and the hint that was supposed to have appeared that would give people a chance to figure out what was supposed to happen didn't.
I don't think anyone brute forced it, because everyone was still waiting until they gave the hint.
Good puzzle when you literally need the hint.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not. It wasn't like a hint. It was basically the puzzle was just as an example. The puzzle was what is 9 plus 10, and the answer is 19. But you don't get that. All you get is insert number.
It's not really,
And,
so they didn't miss the hint, they missed the question.
It basically is what it was.
You got a prompt saying error, okay.
What am I supposed to do here? I have no idea. Nobody has an idea. So yeah. But yeah, no, this was just a case of their servers being wonky and other people finished it well before us. Either they weren't having the same issues, or could just be a case of their they powered through, where they recognized what the issue was, or and yeah. So I mean, props to them for getting it. But we and honestly, with the speed at which they got it, we had no chance to get world's first this time.
We could at least get it in a day.
Yeah, and we didn't. Unfortunately.
The 8-tracks encounter just looked really annoying in general.
It's not anymore. I've beaten the raid multiple times since then. I was willing to do it multiple times in the same day. It's actually a genuinely enjoyable encounter once you're not below light and know what you're doing. But just it was a little upsetting.
Yeah. You get Cloud Strike yet?
No, I haven't been grinding for that. Did you get Lament yet?
No, I haven't been grinding for that.
Well, you should.
I know, I should. Planning on doing that. Maybe some tonight?
Okay.
I'm still on the Find Exos step.
Oh, see, that's easy.
Yeah, I know it's easy. I know there's walkthroughs everywhere, but I was trying to find them just naturally as I was playing through.
Gotcha. Almost?
Sounds
Oh.
like
Got it?
I thought
No.
so as well.
And then it didn't.
It's just like not moving. I feel like there's a trick to this one and I can never remember what it is.
You want me to look it up?
Maybe?
What would this be called? What's the DLC for this?
The Champion's Ballad. Oh my god, I found it.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
right here. There's a giant metal ball behind the... But it's like behind... Like, it doesn't make sense for it to be there.
Alright. That's a thing. You okay there?
Yeah. Just knocked all my stuff over.
Sounded like all your stuff.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Boy get the milk?
No, I drank it.
Oh, that's good.
No pooping on my watch.
Yeah, that would be disgusting and hard to clean.
Yeah, I don't even have a watch, so like...
Ha.
Alright, now I can just go grab the thing. Like, yeah. I love this one. Like, it just feels so different. As far as, like, what the puzzles are, and the fact that it's like, oh, here are 4 distinctly different puzzles that are all based on the same, like, gear system. I did it!
You perfect reflected?
Yeah, it's just like first try, just like. Ow. Okay. Didn't do it that time.
No. No, you didn't.
But it's
Dangerous.
okay, because you've got a plate of veggies in your pocket.
And a fairy.
Oof. Kristin, you want to do some trivia nominous?
Is it about Destiny 2?
Let's see.
What's the letter this week?
Destiny trivia.
Good question. What letter are we on?
Oh.
It's near the end. Like, U maybe?
You sounds right.
W for Warmind.
Well, let's wait at least until I can get my cool reward for this. Because this is possibly my favorite cutscene in the game.
Okay.
Your reward is a customer appreciation card from Beetle.
You have proven to possess the power of a true hero. It's like, cool, I just press buttons a lot.
They're gonna stand up.
This is
Who
the
do you
first
get to
time
kill this time?
any of the monks move, and it's like when you don't know that it's gonna happen, and you've beaten like 120 shrines and like all the bonus stuff, and you get here and you're like, why are they moving? How is he moving? I thought they were like mummified. Like, what the fuck?
All this time, they just couldn't
You
be
get to
bothered to
fight
get up.
against him?
Yeah, you do.
That's cool.
Right? Like, it's so out of nowhere, and you're just like, wait, what? Would you know if I told you there's a cheese strat? You see, the Yiga clan in these games are basically like, they came from the same people that the Sheikah clan did, and the Sheikah are the ones who like became the monks, and it's been like 1,000 years since the clans broke apart. And when you go into the Sheikah hideout, or the Yiga hideout, the main thing you find is a whole bunch of bananas, because like that's their thing.
Please tell me the bananas work.
The bananas worked him.
It looks like they took it away.
What?
Instead of showing the letters, it has left to their creature.
Oh. That's gross.
Here, hold this banana. Here, it's a gift for you. What if it only works like one time in a battle?
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't have a save. I'm sorry.
No.
What was the name of that site?
SundayQuiz.com.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, it is.
What? Why is he using Ganon moves?
Ooh, it's under archives.
Is it?
Ooh. looks like they're... No, all No, that is all archives. Well, that's frustrating.
All right, phase 2. I forgot that that's the thing. Oh. Phase 2 isn't what I remember. There's a phase 3.
Well, that's about a quarter of the health bar. There might even be a phase 4.
Thanks, Tim. No. I like to point out that in the Age of Calamity game that just came out, the new Warriors game, play as the suit.
Oh, really? I didn't know that he was an option. Well, then again, I also didn't know that he existed as a thing.
Yeah, until literally 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could just unlock him. Like it's a side quest thing, so there's no like story to it really. But like you can just play as him, and it's ridiculous. Like he one of his moves literally summons a shrine at you.
Hey, Kristin, is it okay if I pay £1.29 for the reverse alphabet mega quiz?
As long as we get to keep it forever.
Yeah.
It's like one.
Nah, it's a download. I don't actually know what £1.29 is in dollars. It's $1.81.
$1.81 in freedom units.
Freedom units.
Yes. Forever ago, I saw a screenshot of Tumblr, because I've never actually gone out to Tumblr, but it finds its way into other parts of the internet. And it was
Tumblr is
someone
just
asked,
one of the sites that finds its way elsewhere because of just how absolutely insane it is.
there was someone asking, why is it that when you watch American shows, it like has an advertisement for another show that'll be 9/8C? What is C? So of course someone jumped in and answered right away, because you know the internet is full of people. It's because here in America we never switch to the metric units of time. So instead of
I know
using
where this is
clocks
going.
with hours, we just go based on the cause of the bald eagle. And sometimes he doesn't always do it at quite the exact time, so it's either 9 o'clock or the 8 o'clock call, depending on how many he's done that day.
It's beautiful.
You know who else you end up being able to play as in that fucking game? The Great Fairies.
What?
All of them in one pod together. You literally one of your attacks switches out to a different fairy. It is literally the wildest thing I've ever seen in these games. You also get to play as like it's insane. I don't understand. Like I love it, but like what is happening in that game? Mizuki, it's not playtime right now. I'm playing. Okay, it's not your playtime right now.
Yay, phase 3.
What's phase 3 look like? Oh god, it's this one. This is what I was worried about. Oh god.
So are you downloading it?
He a big boy. So apparently it's not that simple.
Nothing ever is.
So I had to pay via PayPal, but unfortunately it's not to a company, it's to a person, and they haven't accepted the money yet. But also they don't have a PayPal account apparently, so they have to create a PayPal account to accept the money. I don't understand why, because he is literally the person that made this and put it on there.
And put that PayPal was an option.
Yes, so very confused.
Can you cancel? Cause
I can cancel.
I mean, maybe not. I guess it's through PayPal, so we should be safe. It just sounds sketch when you put all of that info together.
Yeah.
Buy my quiz, but first I have to get a wallet. Cause like otherwise I have nowhere to put the money.
Mizuki, why are you being a bad girl right now? I know you're always a bad girl, but why specifically now?
Oh, she's not a bad girl.
Oh, she's a bad girl. She tries to bite us sometimes. She bit my face earlier and scratched my eye. Those were 2 separate incidents, by the way.
So I have a new thing that's definitely going to be way better. So since we don't have that trivia quiz, we're going to do the Destiny lore quiz. But I particularly want Dominic to answer this.
Oh yeah. I'm in the middle of the hardest fight in the game. Go for it.
All right, so there, each question has 4 answers. So I'll read them out after.
Oh god, he's tilting the stage?
What event nearly caused the extinction of the human race? The reckoning, the collapse, the breaking, or the end time?
2020. Let's see. So the reckoning, the collapse, the end time. What was the other one?
The breaking.
Breaking doesn't sound like 2020. It's got to be the reckoning, or the end time, or it's got to be the end time or the collapse.
Okay, you're gonna have to settle on one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the collapse.
Okay, well, turns out you are correct.
Yeah.
The Reckoning was just a stupid bridge.
I'm good at this game.
All right.
I just talked about how you can play this guy and how wild that is.
Yep, you did.
And now you're just stabbing him in the butt.
Okay.
While falling off the ledge.
So, this is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I guess you should do all of that over again.
No, it's cool. They just bring you back up with like a little less health, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Why does this not hurt him? I'm shooting him in the eyeball. That's right, fucker. You gave me a way in.
All right, Dom. Next question.
Okay.
When was the darkness created?
2020.
At the beginning of time, 10,000 years ago, 1 million years ago, or before the beginning of time?
Okay. Am I allowed to argue with the fact that something can't happen before the beginning of time because it can't happen before if before isn't an option?
You're allowed to argue that.
I'm just gonna guess it's not that one. So okay, when was the beginning of time? How many years ago? Because that will influence whether I say 1 million years ago or the beginning of time. I will say the beginning of time because that sounds like a thing they would decide.
At the beginning of time?
Yes.
Okay. Tim, would you like to provide an alternative answer?
That means I got it wrong.
I believe it was before the beginning of time.
I
If
believe
you,
that's not possible.
the gardener disagrees.
Correct answer. It is before the beginning of time.
It's not.
All right, Dom. This is an easy one. I'm throwing
God
to you.
fucking damn it!
Bye-bye.
Well, I
He's
mean,
just
you
like-
were busy stabbing him in the butt.
You're just like, hey, get out of here. I'm like, okay, sir.
So, here's an easy one for you. Who practices a religion known as the Sword Logic? The Hive, the Vex, the Traveler, or the Cryptarchy?
The Hive. because I
You're
recognize that.
you're correct.
I'm 2 out of 3, and I'm pretty proud of that because I paid 0 attention to that lore.
Oh yeah, I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
know basically nothing about the game.
I know literally nothing about the game except for the mechanics.
All right. Do you know which of these is another name for the darkness? The winnower, the deep, the formless one, or all of the above?
Oh, I would say all of the above because they put it there.
And you would be correct.
No one puts all of the above there on like question 4 without it being the correct answer.
The only time all of the above isn't automatically the correct answer is when they throw in none of the above on there.
Yes.
And then you rack your brain to go, all right, they're covering their bases here.
I especially like the reason or the time when it isn't is when it's part of every answer. Like every question has that as an answer, and you're like, all right, now I have to think.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I've taken plenty of multiple choice where all of the above was on there and was not the answer.
All right, are we ready for my actual reward for what I just did?
Oh, you gonna get the
My own
new
divine beast.
ride?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my own premier divine beast for me and no one else. That is legitimately what it is.
Is it a motorcycle?
It might be a motorcycle, Tim.
You ruined it, Tim.
Yeah, look at that fucking
He was
thing.
building up to
Look
it.
at this beast. It's like a horse, but it's bad and it uses gas. There's literally nothing good about it, but it's cool. The only thing that it has that horses don't is a flashlight.
Oh, see, that's enough.
Flashlights can be useful.
I can't believe they gave Link a motorcycle in this game. Yeah.
Alright, next question. The Scorn are undead members of which species? Vex, Awoken, Human, or Fallen?
What was the name of the
Scorn.
Scorn? I'll say, and you said Vex something, human something.
Vex, Awoken, Human, and Fallen.
I'm gonna say the humans.
The humans?
Yeah.
Alright.
Unless you ask Tim, in which case I won't say it.
Kristen,
Damn it.
would
got
you
me.
like to provide an alternative answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Fallen.
Damn it, that was my, like, I thought about the Fallen, I was like, why would the Fallen also have another name for them if they fall even more?
You are correct. It is the Fallen.
Everyone knows the Awoken are undead humans.
What am I, 4 out of 6 right now?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I like this game where we just ask me trivia about a game I've never played.
That way there's no pressure to get it right, though.
Also, look,
Three-
the little
3 out of 5.
motorcycle's on the loading screen now.
Nice.
And it just rumbles along. It's great.
All right. Who created the Jallarhorn? Lord
Uh,
Shax,
Hold on.
Vel
who wrote,
Tarlo.
No, hold on. Who wrote Alice in Wonderland?
Lewis Carroll?
Yeah, Lewis
Yeah, okay,
Carroll.
that's my answer. Lewis Carroll.
The options are Lord Shax, Vel Tarlo,
I'm sorry, did you say Lord Shack?
Lord Shax,
Okay.
and he runs the Love Shack. Vel Tarlo, Faisal Crux, or Anna Bray.
See, this one's a harder question because it's just a bunch of names. I can't actually, like...
Yeah.
Like, when was the darkness created? Like, okay, it's gonna be a ridiculous... Like, whatever, it's an evil entity. I can figure that out. Who created the Jallarhorn? I don't fucking know.
I'll be honest. I would not know if it didn't have a picture of the weapon here with the lore
Thank God you've told me
thing
it's a
on
weapon.
it that has the name of the person who created it in the lore tab for it.
Alright, give me
I
the
think
4
it's
names.
pronounced Jallarhorn.
Eh. So, what's your answer, Dom?
Give me the names again.
Lord Shax, Vel Tarlo, Faisal Crux, or Anna Bray?
Definitely the second one.
Vel Tarlo?
Yeah.
Alright. Tim,
Damn
do you
it.
have an alternative answer?
I think it was Shaxx, but I'm not positive.
Okay. Kristen,
Oh
do you have an
gosh.
alternative answer?
Names one more time.
Lord Shaxx, Vel Tarlo, Faisal Crux, or Anna Bray?
Faisal Crux.
Correct! I'm glad
Joke's on
we
you,
got
it was Fenchurch the whole time.
I was
got
waiting for
that
John to
first
get through to
right.
the end and be like, actually, it was the one Dom picked.
Yeah. Alright, where is the Black Garden?
I am certain you can defeat
Venus.
Calamity Ganon.
Mars, the end of the universe, or beyond space and time?
God, okay, it's that one. Just beyond space and time. Stupid fucking. If something can exist before time, apparently you can just put a restaurant after space and time.
The restaurant at the end of the universe.
Exactly.
Tim, do you have an alternative?
Yeah, look at this. I can jump.
I'm gonna say Venus.
Okay, well, technically it's none of these answers, but I'm gonna put Dom's Beyond Space and Time.
Yeah, if it wasn't that one, then it was probably Venus.
I mean,
The gate's on
lore-wise,
Venus.
it's definitely not on Venus. You say the gate's on Venus, but the gate's also on Mars. And anywhere else that they want to put a gate. It exists in
That's a
sort of
small
an
bark.
alternate dimension. And Beyond Space and Time is really the best possible answer there.
No. No. Hey, I did it. Okay, we're good.
Alright, Dom. What part of the Vex is biological?
Good deal.
Nothing. Their brains. Mind core fluid, or their eyes.
Mind core fluid, because that's not a real thing.
Yeah, correct. This one was so obvious from a outsider perspective because you're like, nothing.
Yeah, because like,
Their brains.
The
And
correct answer is their milk.
it shows a picture of these robots, and so nothing's possible answer. Their brains, okay, maybe not knowing what these guys are, they're like a cyborg with a brain inside of them. Their eyes, well,
that would be a
that's,
weird one to
that's,
have, but
that's
not
a
a
really
brain.
weird one. Alright, and then their mind core fluid. Well, one of these things is not like the
Yeah,
other.
like-
I'm gonna go with that one.
Can you imagine if they did that? Or just like the mind core fluid. You're like, oh, it's that. It's like, no, it's their brains, idiot. You're like, what's mind core fluid? Like, oh, I just made it up.
Who created Exos? Humans, the Fallen, the Darkness, or no one knows?
Is it no one knows?
Is that your final answer?
I want it to be, yeah.
Okay, well, Tim, your choice.
I haven't read up on all the latest lore in this season, and I don't know when this quiz was answered, but I'm just gonna say humans.
That's the correct answer. We'll see if they... Yeah, okay, good. Apparently this quiz was made... Oh golly, it doesn't have...
It asks about the Yaller horns, so that kind of does date it a bit.
Well, I mean, this is the Destiny lore quiz.
I'm still doing pretty okay on it. I'm like maybe 50% now.
It also asked about the Scorn Temp, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, so it's at least Forsaken.
Alright, next. What intelligence do the Vex have a hard time simulating due to its complexity?
Emotion.
There's the Awoken, the Hive, Exominds, or a War Mind.
Give me the other four again.
Awoken, Hive, Exominds, or War Mind.
I don't know. I'm gonna say an exo mind.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is a really weird question to ask.
Yeah,
Just
all
in
of
general.
these are questions.
Tim, would you like to provide an alternative?
I want to say Awoken, but that's mainly because of the Dreaming City, and they didn't mention that specifically, just the Awoken. What were the options again?
Awoken, Hive, Exominds, and Warmind.
Well, they can do the Hive just fine. That's not it. I'm gonna stick with Awoken.
Okay, Kristin, do you want to provide an alternative?
Can't wait for John to ask himself if he'd like to provide an alternative.
So Dom said which one?
Dom said
Exo, I said Awoken.
the remainder are Hive and Warmind.
Warmind.
Pretty
I
sure
have
you're
a-
correct.
I have a hard time believing the Vex couldn't simulate a Warmind.
I don't even know what a Warmind is.
Why?
Because he's never really played this game.
No, I was asking Tim.
I know.
Gannon, I'm coming for you, bitch.
Alright, Dominus Gaul is the ruler of which group? The Cabal, the Guardians, the Fallen, and the Taken.
What was the first one?
The Cabal.
I'm gonna say the Forsaken. Is that the last one you said?
No, the Taken.
The Taken, that one.
Okay. Kristin?
The Cabal.
Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, he's kind of one of the Taken now.
This word sounds
Ish.
very confusing.
He's a nightmare. He's not a Taken.
What exactly do nightmares count as anyway? Are they their own thing?
They're their own thing. Who created ghosts? Guardians, the Vex, the Traveler, or Oryx?
I mean, anyone who-
Clovis Bray.
Probably.
If you've done the raid, you know that wouldn't be true.
What were the options?
Guardians, Oryx, the Traveler.
Hello?
Let
What
me
the
get back there in time.
fuck?
The Vex.
I'm sorry, you have to say it again because the game literally just stopped playing for a second.
Oh, okay, that's cool. The Guardians, the Vex, the Traveler, or Oryx.
Oryx.
Is that your final answer?
No. What were the first three?
Guardians, the Vex, and the Traveler.
I'll say the Traveler.
Wow! You got it right, first try!
Yeah!
See,
First try.
You knew. The Hive have spread across the galaxy, but where do they call home? Soul, Fundament,
Soul's
The
just
moon.
the sun, right?
or the Blackguard?
Wait, was one of
Yeah.
them the moon?
Yes.
What do you mean the moon? This is a space game. You can't call anything the moon. Wait, you can't call it the sun, but you call it the moon? There are
Soul
more
or
moons than suns.
Soul, Fundament, Earth's moon, or the Blackguard.
In fairness, the moon is haunted.
I'm gonna say the Black Garden because it's at the end of space and time or whatever.
Okay. Kristin, would you like to provide an answer?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say I was right.
It's tempting, but I know that you weren't based on what you said.
I hope it's just the sun. I hope they just live in the sun.
I really hope they don't live in the sun.
It's where do the Vex call home?
The Hive.
The Hive. And it's the sun, the moon, or whatever. What else?
Fundament.
That's not a real word.
It definitely is a real word.
The fundament?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like fundamental. It's the root of
Yeah,
fundamental.
no, fundamental's a word, but the fundament isn't.
It's that little powder that you stick the thing in and it sticks to it, and you can eat the like sugar powder.
Oh, I thought it was like. I thought it was the thing you like use to like decorate cakes and pastries.
No, that's fondue.
Fun.
No, Tim, that's fondant. Tim, you're thinking of cheese. I'm so mad at you, Tim. Like you knew what the joke I was going for was, except you knew the wrong joke completely.
If I told you I did that on purpose, would you believe me?
Unfortunately, but I also will hate you enough to not allow it to be an excuse.
Alright, Kristen, what's your answer?
Hey guys.
Fondant.
Fundament is correct!
No, because
Yep.
it's not a real word.
It's the name of a planet.
So, they still have to be named real things.
Ooh, got a tough one here. Do you know who killed the Helium King?
No? You don't know who that
Savathun,
is. Does he say Sephiroth?
Oryx?
Definitely
No,
Sephiroth.
well, it kind of is Sephiroth.
Well, then him. He killed a lot of people.
Savathun, Oryx, the Taken King, Shivu Arath, or the Traveler.
Traveler. He's just gonna be my answer every time because I don't know who it is.
Kristen, you wanna guess?
Who killed who?
The Helium King.
The Helium King?
Is that the worst title that you can have?
As in
I
King
mean-
of the Helium Drinkers, I believe.
I don't even know what that is.
What? You call yourself a Destiny fan?
Yeah, why do you
No,
bring up
I call
Destiny
myself
2 so
who
often?
plays Destiny and what little free time I have. There's a difference.
Make a guess.
Savathun.
You trying
Okay.
to come get my milk?
I'll be honest. I genuinely also don't know the answer here.
I
So
think it's Oryx.
you think it's Oryx? Well, we'll go with Oryx and nope. Kristen was correct. Let the record show. Kristen was correct.
With Sabaton?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Sithun.
Close enough.
Alright, so it was a metal band.
When were the Awoken created?
Before the beginning of time. I know better than to try to pick normal answers.
It is one of the optional answers.
Are you fucking kidding me? I hate this
The
game.
the others are at the beginning of time, at the Battle of Six Fronts, or during the collapse.
He said who was created?
The Awoken.
I mean, it's gotta be at the beginning of time. I'm gonna go with my first answer a second time.
At the beginning of time?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Kristen.
Battle of 6 months.
Oof. Bad choice.
The collapse.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I
Alright.
think it does.
Alright, Dom. Do you know what
It's
the
okay.
9
Gravity
are?
did it.
Yeah, they were given to the men.
They are the original Vex, or emissaries of the darkness, or the rulers of the fallen, or dark matter beings.
It is my
Can we
pleasure.
ask say it again? I'm opening a door.
Do you know what the 9 are?
Nope. Next question.
The original
Got it first
Vex,
try.
emissaries of the darkness, the rulers of the fallen, or dark matter beings.
I'm gonna say dark matter beings because that's cool.
You would be correct.
God, I love dark
They're
matter
planets. probably.
They are coalesced dark matter.
Beings. Weird that they turn into beans.
Yeah, magic beans, no less. Who was the original wielder of the weapon called Thorn? Uldren Sov, Dredgen Yor, Lord Fellwinter, or Saint 14?
I'm gonna say one of the last two. Because Thorin is a word in English, and so are the last two names. It'd be weird if, like, Maz Koshia or whatever the fuck names had a weapon that was called, like, George. I'm gonna say Lord Fellwinter because I like it.
Okay. Kristin, alternative time.
I'm just kind of running through Ganon's fortress with absolutely no health or healing or ability to be here.
Yeah, you're really dying a lot.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm actually having a good time.
I'm glad.
What were the names one more time?
Uldren Sov, Dredgen Yor, Lord Fellwinter, which is what Dominic chose, and Saint 14.
It's gotta be Saint
Dredgen
14.
Yor.
Correct.
What? You were talking to me, right? Saint 14?
No.
You were though.
The Golden Age came before the collapse. What came after?
Oh, the Great Depression.
The end time, the new beginning, the return, or the Dark Age?
Well, it wasn't the Dark Age because we already have that. That's a real thing in history.
Right, definitely.
Was the Silver Age one that you said? Is that right?
The Golden Age came before the collapse. The other options are
No.
the end time, the new beginning, the return, or the Dark Age.
I'll say the Dark Age. It's probably true.
It is. I like the Silver Age because it makes me think that's like this is comic book world. So we're like, all right, finished with Golden Age, Destiny. Now we're on to Silver Age.
No,
Superman's
So-
not quite as powerful, but oh, why did you do that?
It's really easy. Like, I'm trying to figure out where I am on the map because they switched to the 3D map and it's really shitty.
Have you tried maybe stopping before you do that?
It's also hard to stop a motorcycle. It's significantly easier to stop the horse.
Which race invaded the planet Nessus after the Vex converted it to a machine world? The Fallen, the Hive, the Cabal, or the Taken?
Give me the options again.
The Fallen, the Hive,
The Hive.
the Cabal, or the Taken?
The Hive.
Hive? Okay.
Correct. Next question.
Tim, I don't actually know what they think is the correct answer here.
I think it would be Cabal because the Taken were probably there.
There are no Taken on Nessus.
You're right, I'm thinking of Io. I can never keep those two straight.
How? They're very different. Kristin, what's your answer? It's either the Fallen or the Cabal. You could make the on Nessus. You could make the argument that the Cabal were the invaders because it was an army of them, but there's like
You make
two
the
places.
argument that if you bring an army somewhere, you're invading it.
There's like two places in the whole place where you can find Cabal, where you can find the Fallen everywhere.
Yeah, weird question. I'm gonna say Cabal.
Okay. Tim, do you concur?
Yeah, I concur.
Alright.
The Fallen don't really invade, they just are.
Okay, well that ended up being the correct answer, is the Cabal. That's a weirdly worded. Who founded the Guardians during the faction wars? Raziel Azir, Lord Shax, Saladin Forge, or Andel Brask?
It's not against Lord Shax, because last time I didn't pick him, he was right.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, well, that's what Tim picked, so.
Tim was wrong.
Yeah, well, he's got to
was.
be the right answer eventually. There's only so many characters in Destiny.
You'd think that.
Here's how you'll know when it's right. If it's a question about somebody fucking someone, it was Shax.
Yeah.
Dude fucks. Tim, what's your answer?
It was Saladin, and I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Wrong!
He was wrong.
Oh, whatever. Big deal. I'm wrong all the time.
What? No, you're never wrong. You've always answered all of them correctly. The first try.
I've done better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. The correct answer was Razel Azir.
It's also not a real name or person. You can't just put whatever letters you want next to each other. Wow, is that what you guys think the right world is? Is that how you guys think I do things in D&D?
No, it's just how your painters do things in D&D.
Oh, no, they do something worse than that, I'm sure.
What was the first battle that the last city fought? The Battle of the Twilight Gap, the Reef Wars, the Battle of Burning Lake, or the Battle of the Six Fronts?
Urbosa's fury is ready.
What are the names again?
The Battle of the Twilight Gap, the Reef Wars, the Battle of Burning Lake, or the Battle of the Six Fronts?
Six Fronts.
Correct!
Nice. God, I'm good at this game. I even found Ganon.
Ooh.
Oh, motorcycle's out of fuel.
Useless.
Oh, it's okay. No, let me fix it up real quick. Middle of Ganon's fortress, and I'm just like, oh shit, hold on.
You threw some gears in it?
Yeah, you just put parts into it.
Parts.
It just
Definitely those are the same as fuel.
it basically just metabolizes it into fuel. Like melts it down or whatever. Again, I got a fucking motorcycle.
Who was the Exo-Titan who fought the Fallen after the Battle of Twilight Gap? Sulcus Devilkel, Saladin Forge, Praedith, or Saint 14?
I'm gonna go Saint 14. I can't go wrong with Saint 14.
No, you can't. It's correct.
Nice. I am good at this. I didn't even listen to the question. I don't know what you asked.
Do you know who attacked the last city in the Battle of Burning
I
Lake?
love when they ask questions like this, and I'm like, no, correct.
The answers are the Cabal, the Taken, the Hive, and the Fallen.
What was the question again? I was gonna try to answer without hearing it, but all of those could have been the answer.
Who attacked the last city in the Battle of Burning Lake?
John? Is that one of the... George? Is that one of the names?
Taken, Cabal, Hive, or Fallen?
I'm gonna go with the... Cabal one. The Cabal.
Sounds like you're going with the Cabal. Kristen, do you have a better option?
I was going with the Fallen.
Kristen, do you have a better
No!
option?
Attacked where?
Attacked the last city in the Battle of Burning Lake. You fell real far.
Oh yeah, no, I jumped off.
Burning Lake. Okay, so the options were Cabal, Fallen,
Taken, and Hive.
Taken, and Hive. And Cabal was wrong.
Cabal was one of Dom's two choices.
I love hedging my bets and getting them both wrong.
one.
That was his second
I
choice.
meant hive.
Wow!
Wow,
Look
you
at that,
can't
you
just
got it
pick two
right!
answers, Kristen.
What dangerous power did the Ahamkara have that led the Great Hunt to destroy them?
An alternate ability.
Mind reading,
They had infinite jumps.
wish granting, time traveling, or porta making.
Porter making because that's not a real thing.
You're right, it isn't a weird thing. It's not even a real thing in Destiny.
Wait, what? They just made it. What?
Yeah. I have no idea what this is.
Well, that was the coolest thing I've done in this game.
Pick something that doesn't exist in Destiny.
No, I just threw my weapon while I was on my motorcycle and hit a hit off directly in the eyeball.
Pretty cool. Kristen, what's the correct answer?
Grant wishes.
Yeah.
Wait, that was their ultimate ability to let them win?
Well, that's the reason why they were hunted down.
Because they can grant wishes? Why would you hunt them down?
They tended to grant the darkest desires of people into reality.
Okay, so what, like, people would have more titties?
No.
Wait, what else? Do people desire other things besides that?
With what weapon was Dredgen Yor finally slain?
Thorn.
Thorn? Rose? The last word? Or apotheosis?
You're not gonna believe this. I actually thought of this question while I was sitting in the bathroom.
Wow, nerd.
What were the last two?
The last word and apotheosis.
Is it the last word?
It is the last word. Why
My
did-
options were gonna be last word, last wish, wish ender, or none of the above.
Or Wishmaster, a song by Nightwish, maybe? Really good, bad, dumb song.
Why did Oryx want revenge during the Taken King expansion? The Vex destroyed his homeworld, the Guardians killed his son, the Fallen killed his sisters, or the Guardians nearly killed him.
I'm gonna go with Porta Gate making.
Well, the Vex destroyed his throne world, so that can't be it.
They didn't.
They trashed it pretty good.
No, they didn't. They showed up and he was like, nope, and then they all died,
They're
and he
just
took
making
one of
up
them as a
lore.
pet. You just ran over a fox.
You ran over a fox?
In his motorcycle, he just ran over it.
I literally just said.
Oh.
Dumb.
Give me the answers again.
The Vex destroyed his homeworld, the Guardians killed his son, the Fallen killed his sisters, or the Guardians nearly killed him.
I'm gonna go with either two
I
or
mean,
three,
dang, these all
so-
sound like great reasons. If it's all true, then sure, he had reasons.
Well, I'm assuming that if they destroyed his homeworld, his son and sisters might have died also. And maybe almost him.
So the options are the Guardians killed his son, or the Fallen killed his sisters, were the two that you said you were leaning
And what was
towards.
the question specifically?
Why did Oryx want revenge during the Taken King expansion?
And give me the 4 options.
Damn it.
It's a lot of words to remember.
Yeah.
The Vex destroyed his homeworld, the Guardians killed his son, the Fallen killed his sisters, or the Guardians nearly killed him.
Wait, none of this had the word taken in it though. I'll go with option 2.
Okay, you're correct.
Nice.
Where does the Curse of Osiris take place? Earth, Mars, Luna, Mercury, or the fifth answer here, my nightmares?
I'm gonna say Mercury.
Correct.
Hell yeah, the one fucking thing I remember is seeing that name a lot and being on Mercury.
But also, my nightmares.
Mercury isn't big enough to exist in your nightmares.
Wait, what do you mean it's not big enough? What? What does that sentence mean, Jim?
Alright, who was the leader of the House of Wolves? Osiris, Skolas, Krask, or Keldar?
I was really hoping it'd be like, or Ryan.
Or Jeffrey, with a G. Joffrey. You having fun riding around?
I'm actually, yeah, I'm on my way to the Korok Forest, because I should probably get the Master Sword before I fucking beat this game.
Probably.
I'm gonna go with option 3, because I don't remember any of them.
Krask?
Yeah, actually I'll go with that, because it has just as much chance to be correct as all the other ones, and it's way funnier.
Alright. Tim, what's the correct answer?
Krask.
Skolas. After Osiris is deposed, who eventually takes over as Vanguard of the Warlocks? Banshee 44, Soraya Hawthorne, Marasov, Ikora Ray, or the fifth option I'm adding, nobody, because it doesn't fucking exist in the game as a functional thing.
I'm gonna go with that option.
You're correct.
Hell yeah.
It is Ikora Ray. A really cool character, if she was given a chance to be.
Also, to answer your question, yes, it is fun to ride around on this motorcycle.
This will be an interesting one. I'm gonna ask this to Tim.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's interesting now. Why can't I answer your question?
SIVA is dangerous nanotechnology created by whom? And I'm changing this somewhat. Created by whom? Clovis Bray, Rasputin,
Wait, the lover of the
Braytech
Russian
Industries, or the Iron Lords?
So 3 of those answers are close to the same thing.
Queen? Yeah, and one of the answers is Russia's greatest love machine. Pick that one, Tim.
Rah rah Rasputin!
Literally will get stuck in my head for hours.
I know it was a Braytech product. I don't know how much of a hand Clovis Bray had in it.
Okay.
So what's your answer, Tim?
I'm gonna say Clovis Bray, because it seems like every unethical, problematic piece of technology they ever made had his hand in it.
Correct, it was directly created by Clovis Bray.
And you
What
probably had a
race?
team of engineers.
What race set up shop on Phobos before they invaded Mars? The Cabal, the Vex, the Hive, or the Fallen?
The fall.
Okay. Kristen?
Does it vex?
Kristen?
Does it vex me? So. Yeah.
Set up on where?
Phobos, before they invaded Mars.
Oh, crap.
This is a Destiny 1 question, which is why I'm asking you first.
But you asked me first.
Well, I mean, but I didn't expect you to get it.
You expect me to get it.
I expect you to try.
That was
Fallen.
pretty mean today.
Well, that was his first answer. You want to try again?
What were the answers again?
Cabal, Vex, Hive, Fallen.
Cabal.
Correct. Do you know who died while swimming in their first life before becoming a guardian?
Well, wait, well,
Because I don't fucking know who this shit is.
Well,
The
swimming?
options are Commander Zavala, Lord Saladin, Asher Mir, or Eris Morn.
Did you say while swimming?
Yep.
Alright, who sucks at swimming the most?
I know of someone who has trouble with a lake.
It's not a metaphor.
I know Eris really likes rocks. She probably doesn't swim too well.
Yeah, this is a free-for-all. Anyone's welcome to...
I'm gonna guess Eris.
Okay, anyone else want to guess?
What are the options?
Zavala, Saladin, Asher, or Eris?
I know for a fact it wasn't Zavala.
I'm gonna go with Asher.
I'm gonna go with Zavala.
All right,
Him.
it is Eris.
It wasn't Zavala.
Who wrote the Books of Sorrow? The Darkness, Oryx, Crota, or Dominus Skull?
But when was it written, John? Was it written before the universe was created? Was it written
No, it's only
before-
about 5 million years old.
Was it written before language had been created?
Earth language, yes. The Darkness, Oryx, Crota, or Dominus Skull?
I'm gonna go with Dominus Skull because it has my name in it.
Dominus is a really cool name. It is unfortunately a
It is.
title. Not technically a name. Kristin, your turn.
Options are the darkness.
Oryx, Crota, or Gaul?
Guys, good news.
Answer. What? Oh, yeah, what? You got a mask. You have a stupid looking mask. Can you poop now?
I mean, I guess Link hasn't done that this whole adventure, huh?
Orgus.
Oryx is
Yeah.
correct. What is the name of the event that caused the Fallen to become the Fallen? The Whirlwind, the Cataclysm, the Reaping, or the Rendering?
The rendering? What?
It's when
Was
you
it-
take a bunch of fats and you slowly cook them
Oh,
until they...
I was thinking it had something to do with the reticulating.
They used to be really low resolution.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, give it to me again.
The Whirlwind, the Cataclysm, the Reaping, or the Rendering?
The reaping.
Alright. Tim?
The whirlwind.
Correct! The Fallen were once known as the Elixni.
And still are if you aren't racist.
So anyways, moving on from the Fallen. Where is the reef? Behind the sun, in an asteroid field, below the moon's surface, or Phobos?
I'm gonna say
Now
behind
take
the
out the
sun,
conjunction.
because
It's
that's the
in a reef
stupidest answer.
behind the moon's surface.
You're saying behind the sun?
Yeah, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's the sun. You go around it.
In fairness, it makes about as much sense as anything else in the reef.
Yeah, kind of.
What is the reef? Like the Great Barrier
Kristin?
Reef?
Kristin?
Um,
Behind the sun, in an asteroid field, below the moon's surface, or Phobos?
I'm still saying all of the above.
I mean, it is technically behind the sun.
Phobos
But-
is a moon.
Yeah, based on where you're standing, behind the sun.
It's not Phobos, though. And it's also definitely not below the moon's surface.
It's the asteroid belt, or an asteroid field at least.
Yeah.
And where is that asteroid field located? Behind the sun.
Well, part of it is.
Sometimes.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with that answer.
The moon.
Well, guys, we got 94%.
Yay. Meanwhile, the dreaming city's inside a black hole.
Did you get the Master Sword yet?
No, but I did find my way through the Korra Forest, which is good, because that Lost Woods sucks in this game. You have to hold a torch out and look at where the particles are going when you stand still.
Yeah. This game and specifically no others.
Oh no, I'm saying all of them, but this one is like you usually have to look up what the trick is.
Shalaka!
Oh, you also get to play as Hestu in that game. He fights with
Weird.
maracas.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising at all.
Yeah. It's horrible and I hate it.
Alright, Dom. I found a personality quiz.
Okay.
Which character do you play as in Destiny? So, how do you normally like to deal with confrontation? Quickly and efficiently? From a distance? Head on? Or depends on the situation?
I avoid
By
it.
jumping.
So, from a distance?
No, I stop it from ever having to occur in the first place.
So, depends on the situation?
No, I will never allow confrontation to happen as long as I have a choice.
That's not one of the answers.
Then they need a better fucking quiz. We'll say from a distance.
Okay. Do you tend to fix issues more with your brains or your brawn? The answers are a little of each, I try to outsmart a problem, I'm all muscles, or whatever the situation demands.
The last one, I guess.
What's the most effective power for smiting an enemy anyway? Fire,
A gun.
pure darkness, force, or something else?
Something else.
If you were going to be reincarnated as an animal, which one would you choose? Tiger shark, spitting cobra, a bear, or an eagle?
I don't know. It's not up to me, huh?
If you could choose...
An eagle.
Okay. Where are you most comfortable working?
My room.
Out and about in nature? At a desk managing other people? Dealing with people face to face? Or I'm good no matter where I am?
I'm bad no matter where I am. Is the answer.
But of these four... I agree, but of the...
Give it to me again?
Where are you most comfortable working? Out and about in nature? At a desk
You know,
managing other people?
We'll say out and about in nature because then I don't have to deal with people.
Okay. What's the best PvE weapon to use when
What?
you want to throw down?
What a fucking... What? I don't know!
Here's the options. Izanagi's Burden, No Turning Back, The Mountaintop, or Ace of Spades.
Oh, Izanagi's
Yes.
Burden, because that's a fucking dope name.
It is. It's a dope gun, too.
No.
Yep.
If you're not playing Destiny, what are you playing? Fortnite, Minecraft, Super Smash Bros, or something else? Who was this quiz made for?
These are so...
idea.
People who don't play Destiny, apparently.
Why isn't Roblox on here?
My favorite thing is that, like, option 3 is just, are you a Titan? For every single question. It's just the power question.
I'm assuming you're something else.
Yes. I'm literally playing Breath of the Wild.
Are you more of a PvP fan or PvE? It's PvP for me. I prefer PvE. I can handle either one, or depends on the day.
PvE.
Okay. Which faction are you down with? New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, or they all have upsides?
They all suck.
I agree, but
I'm gonna say they all have upsides because I don't know what any of them are.
when it comes to endurance, how much of a marathon
question
gamer
for me.
are you?
Oh, okay.
Sun up to sundown. I'm good for a few hours. I can play for days, or guess it depends on what else I have to do.
I like how one of the questions is sun up to sundown, and the other one is I will play sun up to sundown and not sleep and then do it again still.
I can play it sun up to sun up.
Yeah, like what a weird question. I guess sun up to sundown.
Okay. What class do you think Destiny needs to introduce? Engineer to create gear. Disruptor class that can interrupt and disable others. Healer to help boost others, or Fallen class that uses darkness and is more like the enemies.
Bard.
So
100% they need a bard.
Disruptor class that can interrupt and disable others?
No, it actually interrupts and disables your fellow allies because they hate you for everything you do. I'm gonna say healer.
Hunter.
Healer?
No, Tim. Hunters don't use instruments. They don't play through the fire and flames at you really loudly.
If you're
Have you
playing
seen
with...
the guitar remote?
Good grief, how many... no.
How many
We can't finish
questions?
this. There's not enough time anymore.
There's 3 classes. What is the option? Okay, can you just pick number 4 for every question for me and see what it gives you?
Okay, sure.
Because the 4th option seems to be it depends, which is like.
Apparently you believe that Star Wars The Old Republic is the best MMORPG of all time.
What is that? Why is that what they've chosen for the 4th option?
Because the first 3 were better?
I'm just ready for it to be like, you could play any class. It's like, I didn't take this quiz to tell me that I could do whatever I wanted.
In fairness, you didn't take this quiz.
Damn. I tried.
Yeah.
And then it asked me if I game for 24 hours or for 72 hours.
Apparently, at the end of this, you roll all 3.
It's not.
What a fucking cop-out.
That is. It should have just been like, you shouldn't play Destiny.
What do you play? Minecraft.
Yeah.
I mean, judging based off of these answers, I guess you would play a hunter? You're like a huntlock from what I can guess from what the things are.
Damn it,
but
Jonathan.
Okay, here's
The
the
game
only
would be so
question
much
you really
cooler.
need to answer here.
Destiny would be so cool with multi-classing. A huntlock? That would be dope.
it would. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Everyone immediately like, yeah.
Yeah. So here's the only question you really need to answer. There's a problem in front of you. How do you get around it? Do you punch it? Do you jump over it? Or do you solve it like an intelligent person?
I just go around it. Why would I jump? I can just walk.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I don't even like Minecraft.
Apparently you do.
Damn
the
it.
quiz is
Fine, I'll turn on Minecraft instead of
the
Breath of
quiz.
the Wild.
The quiz is infallible.
The quiz is infallible.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. We'll
I
see
won't
you
agree with that.
next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.